In this video, I want to talk about some of the rhetorical techniques that are being used in Fredrick Douglass's West India Emancipation speech. First, about 2 paragraphs in, he introduces the illustrative pattern, which is very similar to the definition example pattern. What he does is provides a very clear topic sentence. The topic sentence is, "Who would be free themselves must strike the blow." It's a standalone sentence, but it really serves as the topic sentence for the following paragraph. Essentially, the sentence means that those who are oppressed must be involved in the fight for freedom, that no one can free you. You must be intimately involved in the fight for your own freedom. In order to illustrate this example, Douglas uses 3 historical examples in which individuals in a country were fighting against imperialism or oppression or invasion of some kind. The first example is Ireland, and when the gentleman O'Connell fought for Ireland, uh, the world's sympathies were with him. The next example is Hungary. When Hungary defended itself, the world's sympathies were with it. And when the Turkish drove out the Russians, the world's sympathy were with it. So those are 3 historical examples that Douglas is using in order to illustrate this idea that if you want freedom, you must be involved in creating or fighting for your own freedom, just like these 3 historical moments. In the following paragraph, the writer uses some repetition and some parallelism in order to emphasize a point that he's trying to make. The writer is trying to emphasize that for Black people, African Americans, that they cannot allow white people to be doing the fighting for them, that white abolitionists are not going to go far enough, that they are going to be okay for there to still be some inequality existing. And Douglas disagrees with that. And so his essay is arguing that African Americans and Black people have to be involved in their own emancipation. And he uses this quote here: "We may fight, but we must fight like the sepoys of India under white officers. This class of abolitionists doesn't like colored celebrations. They don't like colored conventions. They don't like colored anti-slavery fairs or for the support of colored newspapers." The repetition of they don't like, they don't like, they don't like, and the repetition of the word colored really emphasizes that the white abolitionists were not as benevolent or not as woke as they would think they were. Please note here, of course, the use of the word colored is an obsolete term. Douglas is using it here, so I'm repeating it. However, it's not the term that we would use today. The last thing that I wanted to point to was this quote here. I hold it to be no part of gratitude to allow white friends to do all the work, while we merely hold their quotes. Here, Douglas is using a metaphor of the Black servant holding the coat of the white officer as a way to emphasize that we cannot just allow white people to do the fighting for us. That white abolitionists will never take the struggle as far as it needs to go in order to create the conditions for full emancipation of folks of color. And so just to recap, Douglas is using the illustrative pattern, or what is similar to definition example. He is using parallelism and repetition to emphasize, and he's using a little bit of metaphor just in these 3 paragraphs of his speech.